All right, guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the A&A Radio podcast. Shout out to this hap. Shout out to Tsvetina, my one of my bestest friends, aka Nina, as they say, for getting it for me for Christmas. You can actually make that. It comes with like a little like letter patch and everything that you can actually attach on the hat or the beanie. But I'll explain that later. However, welcome to the show, guys. Episode, what is this, four? Ooh, four. Cuatro, cuatro. Ooh, one, two, three, four. Oh my God. Let's go. Quick little update today. I guess let's talk about what the podcast is, or this episode's going to be about. First, I'm going to talk about, I guess the main topics are going to be, I'm going to try this Bulgarian wine I got from my trip to Vegas this past weekend. And then I'm going to talk about one of my favorite movie series, Indiana Jones, that I just finished Dial of Destiny a couple weeks ago. And then I'll just talk about little life updates, little podcast updates as well, and then go from there. All right. Well, welcome to the show, guys. This is it. I have a new setup. Let's talk about that first, actually. Let's talk about the new setup right now. I have a really funny setup. I have my computer right here, so if I'm looking this way, it's just my computer, so I can kind of see myself. And I'm using my phone instead of my actual computer camera, so the quality is going to be a lot better. Um, and yeah, it's just going to be way more crisp. The iPhone 14 Pro just has a really amazing camera. I don't know how many megapixels it has. 16, I think. I have no idea. I don't know. I forgot all my Apple facts and knowledge. It's been a couple months since I worked at the store, so yeah, it's been a while since I know the doodads of the cameras and stuff, but it's way more crisp. That is one thing I like. I'm also using a new software called OBS, which is for recording. Way better at managing where my files go, and also just easy to use. Really, it's meant for recording. It attaches to my microphone, um, and yeah, I hope the audio is okay. Let me just fix this mic. Um, yeah, so yeah, this is it. This is how it's gonna be. I really don't want to show how my setup is, but I'm gonna have to. Okay, this is just. Yeah, let me just move a couple things so I don't like drop everything. This is such a poor man's setup. It's insane. I really need to get a tripod that holds my phone in place because this is laughable. Okay, first off, I have my computer. Ignore the mess, please. I'm going through a cluttery phase in my life. But check this out. So let me just get this around. So this is my computer, right? You're kind of seeing yourself, a little mirror dimension, little mirror paradox going on there. And this is with my stand, okay? I'm using two candles so that it goes up to my face. Shout out to my lava lamp. And I'm using a little elephant phone stand, which I have to have a little hot chocolate packet onto it so it straightens it, because otherwise it'll be too angled up, so I can't, like, you won't be able to see me. Um, and yeah, so it fits perfectly actually. It works really well. I think so. This is really terrible. I definitely need to get better equipment. What type of equipment is this? This is just knickknacks. This is just shit from home goods, from Hobby Lobby. But yeah, so that's that. That's the new setup we have so far. I'm loving it. Quick little update. I am in the works of just writing down some of the script and just communicating the episode with my buddy Nelson. Shout out to the N1 The End Zone from the End Zone podcast, Nelson Peralta. He just released episode 8 a couple days ago, I believe, how he's talking about sports and football in the playoffs and his takes and his picks for betting. Check him out. Shout out to the N1 The End Zone from the End Zone, N1 from the End Zone podcast with your host Nelson Peralta. Shout out to him. We're doing another crossover episode after this one, episode 5 on my channel. I think episode 9 or 10 on his. He's just cranking them out. He's building quality. He's making good videos. Check his show out. All right. Well, let's begin. All right. Let's begin. I really got to figure out a really good way to set this microphone. I hope y'all can kind of hear me. But this is the wine. Okay. I got this in Vegas. It's really good. Asenovgrad. It's a city in Bulgaria. Bulgarian wine. Mavrud. I just looked up the description of it, and I bet it's translated because from the description, it should have a taste that's rich, rounded up with good length. The taste aroma is lasting and impressive. It won the silver medal at the London Experts Wine Awards in 2017. Shout out to that 2017 wine. Not that bad. I think it was like $39 at the store we bought it at in Vegas. Shout out to Milencho. It's the little store shop, mom and pop shop. It's a Bulgarian ran store. Super cool goods, a lot of Bulgarian goods, a lot of Balkan goods, a lot of Turkish goods, Russian goods as well. Super cool stuff. If you're ever in Vegas, please check it out. Malencho uh, shop, I guess, or market. There's also another bar, or I guess Serbian bar around the corner. Top Bar, I believe it's called. It used to be called BG Bistro, but then they moved across town. It's called Besso now. But that one, the one I'm talking about, is called Top Bar. It's literally around the corner. It's really good. Super nice food. Everybody's really friendly. If you're a smoker, you can smoke inside, vape, whatever. It's super European. Good food. And yeah, I just honestly wanted to see stuff. They had some other wines there from Senevgrad. And a bunch of other ones. I forgot to ask my dad. I need to ask him on another episode. I want to have him be on another episode, or another episode that I'm going to make in the future, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. And yeah, I'm sorry. I keep on trying to check the quality of the stream, and I think it's quite good. It's quite good. This is, yeah. Isn't it? Isn't it weird? Anyways, so let's have a glass. Don't judge me on the glass because it's going to be one of these. I really don't like getting my wine glasses dirty, and I don't like breaking them. So, plus they're my mom's, and I don't want to break them. First off, listen to this crackle. Oh yeah. I hope there's no cork. Okay, cool. No cork. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. God damn, that's sweet. That smells very sweet. Oh my god. Ugh. Damn, I wish I bought another bottle. Anyways. Okay, first impression, very sweet, very yeah, it's very lengthy. Kind of lasts in your nostrils a little bit as you take a whiff, you know? Let's pour some. Okay. A little pour. Let's see the pour right here. Up, spilled a little bit. Okay. Got to taste it first, you know? Got to do a little this, a little that. All right. Mm. Tastes, I mean, smells good. Smells really, really good. It's very airy, I guess. Very sweet smell. Okay. Cheers. Tasting. Pretty good. Yeah, the taste on this, what people will see, aromas. Oh, I guess yeah. Here, the aromas are extracted from the barrels that they're in, made of. It doesn't really give me a good description, but lactone, vanilla and spices, certain spices, carnation as well. The taste rich, rounded up, and good length. All right, taste and aroma is lasting and impressive. Not bad. I would say pretty decent wine. Pretty good. I'm not blown away. I had honestly, I had pretty high expectations because I'm Bulgarian as well. We're coming from a Bulgarian family, and it's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie to you. It for the price, it shouldn't be $40. I think just because of import tax and everything, and the fact that it's uh it's imported. But honestly, decent. I feel like if I was eating something right now, it would have been way better. The smell is good. Let me tell you that. The smell is really good. Let me pour some more. But overall, I think it's a solid 5 out of 10, to be honest with you. And that's not a bad score. It's pretty average. I would even bump it up to a 6 out of 10, to be honest with you, because it's slightly above average. Slightly. It's not bad. I would say definitely it's got a little bite. but the lasting taste, the initial taste is very upfront. It's very powerful, and it's like, ooh, it almost it doesn't taste like cheap wine, but the lasting taste is really, really good. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know what that. I can't really tell. Like the beginning taste is so sharp. It's like it's like bitter almost. It's like a bitter, sweet, like very like bitter, and then punches you into a lengthy like sweetness. It's like it's almost as if it was like a sour, like almost like a sweet sour cherry, but and then grape, like sour grape cherry. And but the initial taste is like bitter. Yeah, I would say I'm being a little biased. I mean, yeah, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10, pretty average. Average wine, I would say, which is still a pretty good score. I know people think that 5 out of 10s are pretty bad, 4 out of 10s are terrible, 6 out of 10, oh, terrible. No, 4 out of 10, slightly below average. 5 out of 10, below average, and then 6 out of 10, slightly above average. I think this is a pretty average wine for what it is, which is pretty decent because there's some pretty shit wine out there. Would I give it to my guests? Not really. I think it's just kind of like a personal drink. I mean, I definitely have some parents. If people want to try it, they can. Would I ever buy it again? Not really. No, I'm just trying it for taste. Um, there is a one I gotta ask my dad about it next time. I'm gonna ask him. I can't really use my phone now because it's my recording device. But yeah, so pretty good. Mavrud is the type of wine or the name. It's a reserve, 2017. Asenovgrad is the winery name, and yeah, 5 out of 10, pretty good. I'm still gonna be drinking on it though, all tonight. So yeah. I guess yeah. Next segment is gonna be Indiana Jones. Let's talk about it. I just finished Dial of Destiny a couple weeks ago, and I decided to rewatch every single one except for one. I want to get a lot of backlash from this because I just really don't like watching it. I've watched it so many times. I just don't like watching it. But I've rewatched almost all of them, and I have some opinions. Here it is. Okay. So let's start off. I would say let's start off with Dial of Destiny. Dial of Destiny is pretty much Indiana Jones during the 60s. Um, we are greeted to Mr. Jones in the 40s of the movies begin, during the time of the Nazis on a Nazi train, right as when the war is ending. And we see him fighting his way through Nazis who have commandeered a bunch of relics and art from various cultures throughout Europe and North Africa, and who pretty much have stolen art all um, throughout the country and the continent. And Indiana Jones, Indy is going through and trying to fight the Nazis to get this dial of destiny, or this dial from Archimedes, who legend has it, it's a dial that he calculated that predicts the future. Archimedes was a famous Greek mathematician, made various instruments, inventions, and was just amazing at math. Made a lot of functions and roots. I can't really name them right now because I didn't do my research on that. However, they describe him as a famous mathematician, and I believe him because he made this dial that supposedly predicts the future. Nazis have it. Indiana Jones needs it, or discovers that they have it, and it's like, oh, I gotta have it. So fights his way through it. Eventually, um, finds or sees that, or no, it was originally a sword of Christ or something that has the blood of Christ, but it was a fake. And then they find that they have the dial of destiny somehow, and boom, there's a fight scene. Train. They're on a train. They're fighting on a train. They go on top of the train, of course. Bullets fly by, guns, planes shooting, bombs. This anti-aircraft guns going off, and Indiana Jones just somehow is making it through it. And then the evil guy, I forgot his name, just a Nazi, escapes. And actually, no, it doesn't escape. They fight. Boom, bam, fight scene and all that, and then he gets thrown off the train. You by Indiana Jones. Cut to the actual Dial of Destiny gets thrown off the train into this ravine as Indiana Jones and this other guy, I forgot his name. He's just like his partner or buddy, I guess. They jump off as the train was about to hurl off this bridge that got bombed by one of the bombers that was flying by. And then it cuts to the 60s. Old ass Indiana Jones. My guy's collecting some sort of 60s version of a 401k. Not enjoying life, going through a divorce. Spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alert. And pretty much just shows him going through life, super sad, not really caring. He's an old man, old men. They don't really care. They don't really. They're just in pain a lot. Joints hurting. End of their life. None bothers him anymore. Um, he's still teaching at a university near New York, and yeah. So we cut to a lecture, and this woman comes in, and talks about the dial of destiny, or the dial, Archimedes dial. Um, what's it called? He is then confronted by her at this bar after class, and let me just fix this. And pretty much talks about the dial and how that buddy of his during the initial fight scene in the train in the past during the Nazi time during the 1940s, that was her father, this woman, and this is Indiana Jones's goddaughter. Okay, she comes up to him and asks for the dial, and he, after some convincing, takes her to the museum's archives and shows her half of the dial, okay, that they recovered. She explains that the other part of the dial is in Germany. Somehow, I think they have it. I forget. But otherwise, it cuts to that. She betrays Indiana Jones. She's a ancient artifacts dealer apparently, and runs off with it. Indiana Jones gets chased by the same Nazis from 1940s. He's still alive. Dun dun dun, and he gets chased around New York. Poor CGI, poor chase scene. There's always chase scenes in Indiana Jones, and I would say what happens next? He then tracks her down, goes to Tangier, which I think is somewhere in either North Africa or Spain, one of them in the Mediterranean, um, and goes and finds the woman, his goddaughter, uh, selling the dial, and they go to this other. They find out that the dial, or to read it, I guess, they need to oh no. So they find it, but I guess half the dial is missing, okay, and then the other half is with Archimedes. So they have the half, okay, and then that other half is with Archimedes in his tomb, and they wanted to find his tomb. So uh what happens? Oh man, it's been a long time. They're on this boat with Indy's friend. They escape Tangier and the Nazis again. They follow them, yada yada yada. They go on the boat and they find a shipwreck where the original half of the dial was found. And they dive down, and then Nazis find them, and then they blow up the ship, and then they find Archimedes' his tomb via this artifact they found on the ship. They go to the tomb. They find the other half of the dial. Boom! It takes them back in time. So the Nazis capture them. They go on this chase, and they fly in planes, and the Nazis are trying to go back to 1940s so that Hitler can win. However, spoiler alert, again, spoiler alert, if you want to skip this part, please skip to however long, I think another 10 minutes or so. Spoiler alert. They go back in time. However, there's this like portal that opens up that the dial is pointing to, because it is taking them back in time. Okay, but the dial is going back to Archimedes' time, back in the BC era or ancient Greece, during this fight where they were fighting, I think, the Spartans, I believe, and or was it what were they fighting? So they were fighting someone. It was a war in ancient Greece, and it took them back there. So that apparently the dial only takes you back to that moment in time because there's a rift in time and space and whatever. The Nazis are confused. They're hella sad. They're hella dumb. They're like, oh God, I can't believe it. Oh God, fucking nine. They start shooting all the ancient soldiers. The ancient. It's like a gigantic bay of like teremes and like ancient Greek uh, war boats with gigantic harpoons and catapults and tributaries that fire big ass arrows towards the planes. And of course, they don't know what the planes are, so they're like, "Oh, dragon, shoot it down!" Fucking just shoots it down, and then they get shot down, and then they meet Archimedes. Apparently, India and the goddaughter are there, and then he wants to stay because another plane followed them, their other friend. But he doesn't stay. He gets knocked out by the goddaughter because the goddaughter doesn't want him to stay in the past. And then it jumps to his house, and everything ends. That's pretty much it. The Nazis die, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So what do I think about it? That's the entire summary synopsis of the show. A little hot take on it, or not show, movie, and I think it is pretty bad. CGI was bad, writing was bad, character development was bad. It all happens in like a couple days, okay? And first off, you can't take. I mean, you can, I guess, in Indiana Jones. They took a character who was this dealer, this ancient artifacts dealer, and just made her good in a matter of like 2, 3 days. Okay, 4 days. I'll give her 4 days. All right. Um, did that. They went back in time, which is ridiculous. Ancient times. I don't believe. I mean, anything crazy shit happens in Indiana Jones, but at least it's not like convincing. Um, the Nazis part, I think, is overplayed. We saw in the first one, we saw in the third one, and now we're seeing it. And we saw in the we saw in the first one, third one, and now we're seeing in the fifth one. So choose another enemy. Okay. Indiana Jones, super old. Harrison Ford is really, really old. I wish they made more movies when he was younger in the 2000s. That would have been amazing. But his acting again still plays Indiana Jones, but he's just more grumpier now. The friend that so the boat that exploded that the Nazis found them on, they blew it up. It was Antonio Banderas, and they say he was like a friend of Indiana Jones, but he doesn't really play a big ass part other than taking a bullet for Indy, I guess. And he seems really sad, but we don't really care because he's not really a character that was built on. There's another really annoying sidekick. I don't know if he's like if they're trying to make him North African or like Middle Eastern or I don't know Spanish. I have no. I honestly forgot. Um, but really annoying, super annoying. States all the obvious. Um, they tried to do like a shorty reference or like a shorty a replacement, I guess, from Temple of Doom. But yeah, otherwise, soundtrack's really good. Visuals good, but it was a good concept, I would say. Yeah, writing's terrible. The enemies are just like they're very barren. They're very dull. One of them doesn't even say anything. One of them is like a big ass brute. He's like 7 feet tall, super muscular. Does not say a single word. I think honestly, he's probably said like 4 lines the entire time. Um, they do this thing where they show off Indiana Jones early on in the 40s, and they make him look younger. But I think they did a terrible job with the CGI because it looks fake. Um, what else? Yeah, below average. I would say 3 out of 10. I know a lot of people shout on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but that one's a lot better. I would say a lot better than Dial of Destiny. Um, really forgettable. Honestly, really, really forgettable. I might never watch it again. I might watch it again if I want to do a marathon. I'm just gonna have to force myself to watch it. But yeah, I mean, then the other ones. They're the other Indiana Joneses that I rewatched, except for one of them, Temple of Doom. I despise that one. I really don't like it. It's super cheesy. I can't stand Wiley, the blonde chick who always screams. All she says is Indy, and it's like, bro, come on. And then they try to redeem her later on by saving the kids, the slave kids in India. But otherwise, like, it doesn't really like add anything. Yeah, sure, you see some flashbacks to it, but there's no like addition. There's no. It's kind of like I think it's a prequel actually. It's before. It's before Raiders. So yeah, but I would say to rank Indiana Jones and the whole movie series, from bottom to top. Okay, bottom, Dial of Destiny. Hate it. I really I did not like it. Temple of Doom is next. The next one after that, Kingdom Crystal Skull. The next one is Raiders because it's just cheesy, but it's also really, really, really good. And fourth place, and then the best one is Last Crusade. Last Crusade, I would say, is probably is really, really good. Well done, amazing soundtrack. Honestly, best original soundtrack. Um, the actors, damn, I'm forgetting his dad. He played 007 in a bunch of other movies as well. But Indiana Jones's dad, um, uh, Henry Senior, I guess, in the movie. I forgot his name. Let's look it up real quick. But yeah, his dad was a really, really, really good actor, really good addition. They do a callback to one of the guys from Raiders. I forgot his name. I think it's Hala, or yeah, Haba. I forgot his name. Um, but he comes back, and again, like Nazis, here, this and that. Shout out to the first one, but it's weird because in this one, it's an American who's the bad guy who is going against the government, and not really government, but he's like a private collector who's partnering with the Nazis. So there's like a big like, oh damn, he's like the real enemy. He wants to take control of the Grail. Um, Indiana Jones, Last Crusade. Who is that guy? I forgot. I honestly forgot his name. Sean Connery. Sean Connery was his actor. The actor's name. Um, Sala is the guy's name. Shout out to Denholm Elliott, who played Mr. Marcus, and shout out to Allison Duty, who played Elsa Schneider, the woman, the female in distress, damsel, I guess. Yeah, really good movies. Honestly, my favorite are Raiders, Last Crusade, and honestly Kingdom. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was really shit on, but it's interesting. It's new, forward in time, deals with the Soviets, deals with aliens, which are plausible, and it's interesting because it does do some history with South America, which is a very slept on continent when it comes to history. Take another sip. Cheers. But when it comes down to it, I think the biggest problem with Indiana Jones is that he's getting old. They're trying to tie it back with a lot of old stuff, or like time like uh this one was the most current one was in 1969, and they did a callback. They did a flashback, I guess. I guess it was a flashback. I don't even know if it was a uh what's it called, where it's like a not a throwback, but like a timeline jump, I guess. Um, and they made him look young. I just hate that. I really just want them to either reboot it, get someone who just looks like him. I know the fans are gonna hate it. I might hate it, but honestly, I think it's time. They wasted so many years. Last Crusade was made in 1989, and they completely wasted time making new ones. Apparently, he likes being the character. Just be more interesting. Be more interesting. A lot of like you can do a lot more like Asian cultures, like in Thailand, Myanmar slash Burma, where whatever you call it, Japan. More South America, more like Aztec stuff, Central America stuff. What else? What else? What else? Like European, like Greek stuff. That Greek stuff was really good. I wish Indiana Jones was more like historical. That's why I don't know the story and like the elements and the artifacts they dealt with and some of the other movies were just more compelling. I just didn't like the only reason why. So here's the reason why I didn't like Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom, the characters were annoying. The kid, the sidekick, was just super, super annoying. As a kid, as a guy from, I guess I'm like very late between millennial and Gen Z. I just hate his portrayal as like this like sidekick. Like, oh, sorry, Mr. Jones. It's like, bro, come on. Like, we get it. You're a stereotype. But I just didn't like that. Completely useless. I don't know why they brought a kid, or I don't know why the kid was sticking around with them. And he pretty much endangered this kid's life. Brought him to India, rode an elephant, and he got enslaved, which is crazy. And then what's it called? Yeah, Indiana Jones just so happened to stumble upon this tribe or this village in India who had these like magic rocks, and it's just weird. I wish they had more like artifacts were uh that are from India, like or maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe I didn't do my research. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. But I don't know. To me, it was terrible. There's some cool quotable moments. You know, there's a lot of throwbacks, a lot of references to Temple of Doom. The voodoo was really cool. That's the one thing I like. And then the kalema, the bridge fight scene was really cool. I guess um, that was pretty interesting. But other than that, like just, just waste of time. Really, you can easily skip it and not miss out on anything because they don't really reference it. They reference it once in Dial of Destiny, but that's really it. It's honestly Temple of Doom. Cool, and it just so happens to like it's a popular one because of the uh, quotable words and phrases that were from it. But I just don't like it. Don't like it. I think it's a also a 3 out of 10. Um uh, Kingdom of Crystal Skull I like just because it's new. I honestly Shia LaBeouf kind of grew on me. I like the villain was really cool. The Russian commander. I think the whole atmosphere was really cool. How they went into Area 51. I didn't like the nuclear bomb thing though. It's kind of stupid. It's kind of fake. And then I do like the espionage. It's like oh shit, like they have to go against the Russians now. You know, first it was Nazis, now it's Russians. You know, very like American centric. Um, but I do like how he's like older. You know, he's like more tired, and like a new guy comes in. You know, and they bring back the actress from the from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that was pretty cool seeing her again. Again, super beautiful actress. I forgot her name. Let's look her up. Let's let's see. No, Raiders. Damn, 1981. 1 second, folks. Karen Allen, playing Marion Ravenwood. Um, yeah, yeah. So that's my take on Indiana Jones, guys. Watched that a couple weeks ago. Definitely, I'll do these like series reviews, you know, and go from there. But yeah, I would say that's my list. That's my list right there. From the worst to best, worst Dial of Destiny, Temple of Doom, Kingdom of Crystal Skull. The fourth best is or second best is Raiders, and then the best is Last Crusade. I just love that movie. I can rewatch that 100 times. Um, and yeah, that's my take on it. That's my review, I guess, on Dial of Destiny as well. And yeah, and then I guess a couple of updates for the podcast. Moving on from there, the podcast, I'm gonna start be using this whole system. Sometimes you'll see me on Zoom, like on a split screen, because I record with Nelson sometimes if we do crossover episodes, like we're gonna do with Legend of Korra. How we're gonna talk about Legend of Korra because the new Avatar: The Last Airbender live action show on Netflix is coming out February 22nd. Please check it out. It is going to be amazing. The trailer, honestly, I'm gonna ask him if he wants to do a trailer reaction because it gave me goosebumps. It's about to give me goosebumps now. Honestly, thinking about it. But that is the next episode. I really want to get my dad in one of these. I think we have a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to like shows. He's a really big fan of The Office, Cars, even Life Advice as well. Um, and yeah, I think that's really it. I'm gonna try new editing software. Shout out to Adam Larimore, I believe that's your last name. He gave me some pretty good advice when it comes to using some software. So I'm gonna try out Adobe Premiere. I've been doing Adobe Express recently. I don't think I'm gonna edit this, just because I like it where it's like one continuous video. I might just do like an outro video and then an intro as well on Express. I'm gonna have to edit that later. Um, but yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Let's do a little positivity as I'm kind of sharing that segment with Nelson. He kind of inspired me to do that. I hope you guys wake up every day and have a smile on your face. Just try to help someone out at least. Try to help someone out with anything. Do one small act of kindness, and I bet you your day will get that much better. I think by performing those small acts of kindness, you not only make someone else's day, but you're also like, oh, Okay, they're happy. Kind of makes me happy too. And you never know what people are going through. You never know what people are thinking, how uh, life is treating them, whether they are actually happy and they're appreciative of it, or if they're just super depressed and they don't really know how to process a small act of kindness because of how much darkness was surrounding them, and how many how the fog of shame and depression is clouding their mind, and they can't react to small acts of kindness. So I think by performing one at least once a day or once a week, really, definitely will help someone out in the long run, and it'll help you out too. It'll help you out too to become a better human. Um, and yeah, that's my recommendation for today. Check out the hat. I'm gonna put the link of this place in the description. There's no sponsor, you know. I wish there is, you know. Oh, let me just center it a little bit better. A&A, up, A&A, hey, radio podcast, you know. Yeah, guys, I'm taking a swig. God, yeah, it's like a bitter. It's kind of growing on me, but like, okay, if anything, it's like a punch of sweetness and then bitter, and then all of a sudden, the aftertaste is pleasant. It's really pleasant. Um, yeah, 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to be a little mean here. But yeah, more reviews like this. I'll just do like a little review, you know, I guess product review, and then talk about whatever I like talking about. And yeah, and then maybe later on, because I'm actually taking some more finance classes, and I want to get my licenses for finance for my SIE license, Series 7, Series 63, Series 66 license as well, to progress in my finance career. But I'll try to implement more financial advice. Stay tuned. I'm gonna actually have to write down some keywords and and pay attention to the news when it comes to advice like that, because I just don't want to give bad advice. I want to give proper advice. Because I consider myself as a financial advisor to some of my friends. And I believe that people should have the right knowledge when they begin investing, because investments should start with investing in what you need to do and how risky you are. But, anyways, I digress. That was it. That was a little quick update on the podcast. What did we cover? Yeah, we covered my setup, my Bulgarian wine, and my take on Indiana Jones and the series, and a little quick review, deep dive into the movie Dial of Destiny, and my review, and a little quick update on that and positivity. All right. Well, this has been episode 4 of the A&A Radio podcast. Oh yeah. Fucking oh man, I love this. I love this. I love this podcast so much. It's so fun. I wish I had available space for like a guest at my desk. Definitely need to clean this little area up for sure. I just got to clean it up a little bit. But stay tuned soon, because your boy and Nelson Peralta, shout out to the N1 from the End Zone podcast. We're gonna do another crossover. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. Might be a little long. Where we're gonna talk about Legend of Korra and maybe do a little trailer review as well for live action. So stay tuned, and I hope you guys have a really good day. Bye, guys. Hey guys, thank you for watching this episode of the A&A Radio podcast. Please just remember to like, comment, and subscribe at the end of the video. And you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.